When the J-10 first shot into the sky on March 23, 1998, who had ever thought that this warplane, once mocked as 5 cents on the Great Wall, would become the fighting machine of China's aviation industry? The maiden flight of this silver-gray warplane not only broke the Western doubts about China's aviation technology, but also tore open the international blockade, with innovative technologies such as duck wing layout and digital fly-by-wire flight control, writing an epic of changing destiny against all odds. Behind it is a group of aviation people who have reclaimed the technical desert and used their blood, sweat and wisdom to forge the legend. In the early 1980s, the Chinese Air Force still copied the Soviet MiG-21 as the main fighter, while the US F-16 had been in service for 6 years. At the 1982 review meeting of the new aircraft program, Song Wenkong's team took the stage with a duck wing layout model, but encountered a collective question from the experts. New technology accounts for more than 60% of the violation of international practice. It's simply a nickel to buy a ticket to the Great Wall. At that time, China had not even touched the drawings of the third-generation aircraft, and next door Xinfei was still improving the J-8II, while Song Wenkong's proposed program included duck wing coupling, abdominal air intakes and other forward-looking designs. Faced with the ridicule of not even being able to afford a ticket, the chief designer rose up and said, "If foreigners' airplanes can fly, why can't ours?" In his 15-minute speech, he showed 3 years of test data accumulated in Harbin and Sichuan wind tunnels, proving that the lift coefficient of the duck wing layout is 30% higher than that of the traditional design, and that the digital fly-by-wire system will make the maneuvering as docile as a domesticated pigeon, which upgraded the second-generation and-a-half program to a third-generation aircraft blueprint. The leap from the drawing board to the dome of the sky is far more difficult than imagined. After the establishment of the project, Project 10 struggled with the technical blockade. When the project was launched in 1986, the computer used for the design was only equivalent to today's ordinary calculator, and the engineers had to fill up 3 rooms with hand-drawn papers. After 1989, when the supply of Western technology was cut off, the team was forced to turn to Russia to introduce the L-31F, an engine for emergency response, and at the same time, the domestic turbofan 10 was launched. At the same time, to start the domestic turbofan 10 attack 1994, the first prototype assembly, workers found that the duck wing and the main wing spacing is only 0.3 meters error tolerance, equivalent to the precision of controlling the thickness of a hair on a 100-meter runway. The most thrilling moment came 12 hours before the maiden flight. Ground crew found 3 drops of oil beads seeping out of the fuselage. 67-year-old Song Wenkong led the team for 120 hours without sleep, disassembled and assembled the engine 8 times, and finally used an endoscope to lock a screw with a deviation of 0.2 millimeters. Test pilot Lei Qiang's pulse soared to 150 beats per minute before boarding the plane, but he threw down his voice. "Even if I fall, I have to fall on the runway to let the team know what's wrong." When the J-10 completed its maiden flight with a perfect attitude, the tough guy and hundreds of people on the scene were in tears, and the chief designer, Song Wenkong, announced on the spot that his birthday would be changed to March the 23rd, not only the rebirth of his personal life, but also the rite of passage of China's aviation industry. This technology breakthrough has given rise to 4 milestone breakthroughs. The duck wing layout, which was once sentenced to death by the Soviet Union, has been transformed into the Bruce Lee of the air, that improves maneuverability by 40% after 3,000 wind tunnel tests, and the vortex generated by the short-pitch duck wing can increase the lift of the wing to 1.3 times that of the conventional design, and the independently developed 3-axis and 4-curvature digital transmission system has achieved a high level of performance, with millions of lines of code, which can be used to achieve a high speed of airplanes per second. The independently developed 3-axis and 4-consideration digital transmission system realizes 40 attitude corrections per second with 1 million lines of code, making the fighter aircraft as stable as an old dog under 9G overload. The glass cockpit with 3 LCD screens replacing 312 mechanical instruments makes the pilot's information processing efficiency increase by 5 times, and this configuration made the French aircraft Cobra a great success when it performed Cobra maneuver at the Zhuhai Airshow in 2008. This configuration dwarfed the French Mirage 2000 when it performed the Cobra maneuver at the Zhuhai Airshow in 2008, and the 1,700 degrees Celsius high-temperature resistant blades of the Tai-Hong engine put an end to the history of China's heart, relying on the Russian-made L-31. laying the foundation for the stealth design of the subsequent J-20. The butterfly effect of the competition machine is far more than expected. 2006, after the formation of troops, J-10 and Ju-Rai exercises set a record of 72.0 simulated air combat. In 2018, equipped with a vector engine J-10B verification aircraft in the Zhuhai Airshow to complete the Li floating Cobra maneuver, marking China as the world's third country to master the thrust vector technology. Cobra maneuver, marking China as the world's third country to master thrust vectoring technology. The more far-reaching impact lies in the technological inheritance. Its digital flight control system directly birthed the J-20 stealth myth. The 3D printed titanium alloy frame became the spine of the Transport 20, and the duck wing aerodynamic data paved the way for the J-35 to board the Fujian ship. When the J-10CE was exported to Pakistan in 2024 and shot down Rafale fighters in military drills, the mockery of the Indian media turned into a mute, which is not only the victory of the equipment, but also the export of the entire aviation system. From Huangshanbei Airport to the deck of Liaoning ship, from being derided as unable to build a good airplane, to the J-35, ready for catapult takeoff, this road of reversal confirms Song Wing-Kong's oath, all the bullish present. There is a bitter past. Nowadays, J-10 has spawned more than 10 improved models, equipped with more than 500 aircraft. Its avionics system detection distance expanded from the initial 80 kilometers to 200 kilometers, and the combat radius expanded to 1,250 kilometers, becoming one of the third-generation aircraft with the greatest potential for improvement in the world. When people look up at the stealth coating of J-20, they should not forget the rivet marks on the fuselage of J-10, the epic of struggle to put 5 cents together for a ticket to the Great Wall, with the screw-like spirit of truthfulness and cross-generational strategic foresight. As the trajectory of the J-10 formation flying over the pyramids at the Egyptian Airshow in 2025 indicates, the dragon's roar in the clouds is never the most resounding rebuff to the skepticism. At the time of the J-10's birth, the international aviation community was undergoing a revolutionary shift from mechanical control to digital flight control. The R&D team spent 10 years to overcome the core algorithm of the digital fly-by-wire system without any external assistance. In order to verify the reliability of the system, they built a one simulation cockpit in a test base deep in the mountains of Sichuan, connecting the pilot Lei Qiang with the ground computer with cables to simulate more than 2,000 airborne special situations. This is known as the Iron Bird platform, test platform, and ultimately accumulated data equivalent to the amount of paper tape around the Earth 3 times. It is this almost paranoid rigor that made the J-10 achieve a zero-failure record for its teletype system when it first flew in 1998, which was 23% more stable than that of the French Rafale on its maiden flight. The breakthrough of aviation engine is even a song of sadness. When Russia suddenly stopped the transfer of Al-31F and engine technology in 1996, the Taihong engine team opened a 100-day war in the icy Harbin in order to test the 1,700 degrees Celsius high-temperature resistant blade. Engineers use liquid nitrogen to create extreme temperature difference environment, live and eat in the workshop for 3 consecutive months, and ultimately developed a single crystal hollow cooling blade technology. This technology, which is regarded as top secret by the US, enables the Taihong engine to reach a thrust of 13.2 tons, with a thrust-to-weight ratio of 8.7% beyond that of the Russian engine. The success of the J-10 has not only reshaped China's Air Force, but also shifted the global military trade pattern. After the introduction of the J-10 to Myanmar's Air Force in 2015, its radar system was able to lock onto India's Su-30 MKI's 50 kilometers, farther than expected during a border conflict. The J-10C technical information secretly obtained by Iran in 2023 directly contributed to the development of the Conqueror, a stealth fighter. The most dramatic twist came when Iran secretly acquired J-10C technology in 2023, directly contributing to the birth of its Conqueror stealth fighter. The most dramatic twist occurred at the 2028 Paris Air Show, when French Dassault engineers secretly measured the duck wing size of the J-10E. The big screen of the Chinese booth suddenly played the first flight in 1998. History completed the irony of the mockers at this moment. From J-10 to J-35, from the competitive airplane to the competitive ship, every rivet on this road of adversity is proving that when a group of people don't believe in fate, don't give in to defeat, and burn regardless of the cost, the nickel will be forged into a key to open the dome of the sky. Those Western glasses that were once shattered on the Huangshanbei runway are now transformed into stars in the tail flame of the Chinese eagle. illuminating the trajectory of a nation rushing toward the clouds.